Well, howdy and welcome to another episode. Postcard from Morehead. I'm Larry Dixon. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps the channel. What are we doing today? We are doing fried cabbage. That's what we're having for lunch today. And rather than bacon, I'm going to use some kielbasa sausage. And when you're making your own fried cabbage at home, you could use the bacon, you can use ham, you can use kielbasa, whatever kind of meat you want. Or if you just want it to be totally vegetarian, then don't put any meat in it at all. The ingredients today is apple cider vinegar, of course cabbage, onion, a little bit of chicken broth for liquid as needed, and some brown sugar. Don't forget the brown sugar. That really gives it that sweet taste. So let's go ahead and we'll start with our kielbasa sausage. And I'm going to use about half of this length of kielbasa sausage. And I'm going to cut it diagonally. That's going to give me a lot more surface to brown up, get nice and crispy. I'm going to start with the sausage in the skillet, going to brown it up real nice. Oh, I don't think I mentioned, I'm going to use just a little bit of this poblano pepper to give it just a little bit of kick, not a lot. And while this is browning up in the skillet, I'm going to move next to the cabbage and the onion. So I'm going to put just a little bit of chicken broth in my skillet for the liquid. I'm going to fry these little sausages up. And what's going to go with this lunch today, we're having brown beans or soup beans, whatever you call it where you're from. I call them soup beans. So that's going to be our meal, is the fried cabbage and soup beans. So while that is in the skillet, going to let it brown up. Next thing I'm going to cut up is going to be my onion. This is some leftover onion that I had in the refrigerator. So I'm going to use it. And I'm going to leave it in fairly significant bite-sized pieces. So I'm only going to use about half of that onion because I had some left over in the fridge. And like I said, I'm going to make it some fairly decent bite-sized pieces there. Well, as you can see, my kielbasa sausage getting a little bit of a char on it, right where I want it, looking good. So at this point, I'm going to remove my sausage. And I'm going to add a little more chicken broth. And I'm going to add my onions and the green peppers, or poblano pepper, just a part of one. I'm going to let these soften up for a couple of minutes. And then I'm going to add my cabbage and the apple cider vinegar. Man, that's good stuff. And this kind of speed up the saute or the softening of my onions and the poblano pepper. I've just got just a few pieces. I'm going to add a lid to it. That's going to cause it to steam a little bit more. Speed up the process just a little bit. Once this softens up, I'm going to add cabbage to it with the brown sugar, the apple cider vinegar, and a lot of people, and you can use salt, you can use pepper, paprika. I'm going to use Lawry's seasoned salt. I use this a lot. I really like it. It's a good seasoning. But you can use whatever seasoning you want. My onions have been here steaming for about 3 to 4 minutes. Looking nice and soft. I think it is time to add the cabbage. Man, have I got a lot of cabbage here. And I'm going to get as much of that in there as I can. Now I'm going to add more of the chicken broth. This is the time I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. I'm going to use a heaping tablespoon of brown sugar, a dash of apple cider vinegar. Doesn't take a whole lot. That's a plenty. And my Lawry's seasoning. Going to mix it all up, put the lid on, and let it steam until it reaches a texture that I like. And I like mine with a little bit of crunch to it. Lenore likes hers mushy, but we try to meet somewhere in the middle. Our pinto beans or soup beans right there, they're on warm. And the cornbread is in the oven. So let's go ahead and let this steam for a few minutes. Then we're going to come back and we're going to see about our fried cabbage. I know you all thought, well, he's forgot about the Polish sausage, the kielbasa. The cabbage has been on there for about 3 or 4 minutes, starting to soften up a little. Now I'm going to add my sausages back in there. Give them a nice stir. And at this point, although the cabbage isn't done, I'm going to do a really quick taste test and see what my seasoning is like. It's not too sweet, not too tart, but the cabbage definitely needs to soften up a little bit more. Lenore's on her way for the taste test. I'm going to turn these burners off, and I'm going to fix her up a plate of some fried cabbage with some kielbasa sausage in it, and some soup beans or pinto beans. I'm being nice to her today. Cornbread, and now she likes butter on her cornbread, and we use the Kerrygold Irish butter, not for cooking, but put on our cornbread. So I think Lenore is here. Come on over here, Lenore. What you got to say? Thumbs up from Lenore, my official taste tester, with the pinto beans, Lenore's cornbread, and fried cabbage. All right, Lenore, have a seat. I'm going to fix me a plate. This is an easy meal for you to fix at home anytime. Cornbread, fried cabbage, and like I said, you could use ham, you can use bacon, you can use turkey if you wanted to in this, or no meat whatsoever. Well, Lenore had her taste test. She's gone to the table and she's putting it away. Now it's my turn. I'm going to dip right in here in the skillet and get some of this fried cabbage. And I rate that as perfect. And as I said earlier in the video, about halfway through, kind of taste it. And you can see if you need more brown sugar, more apple cider vinegar, more salt, more pepper. Lenore, I did good this time. She's shaking her head, yeah, she's putting it away over there. Don't forget to hit that subscribe and that like button. I'm Larry Dixon, postcard from Morehead.